mentioned, one of the big benefits of the mass suit is using it for athletic movements. Now, vertical jump is a key athletic movement, and the mass suit excels at training the vertical jump. So, squat down, and then arms up, and then jump as far as you can off the ground. The mass suit is going to resist on the way up. It's going to give you a similar kind of loading to a weighted jump squat, but without needing a barbell on your back. So it's very effective for developing the vertical jump against resistance. You're going to get resistance into the lower body, and as well as you're bringing your arms up through the upper body. Now, I don't have a very high ceiling in my basement here, so I'm just going to do kind of a moderate vertical jump to give you an idea of what it looks like. Now, if I really wanted to jump, I'd probably put my head right into the rafters, so I'm not going to do that right now. But let's move on to the next movement. Alright, so another key movement with athletic training is lateral-based training. This is going to develop the gluteus medius and minimus muscles, which are the abductor muscles, which basically move the legs away from the body. So, using the mass suit, you can actually do the side lunge and get some pretty good elastic resistance as you're pushing up out of the bottom. You can do it in both directions. And this is more in a goblet position. Now also imagine doing this with a dumbbell, and I will give a demonstration of this as well. Following this version, of course, because these onboard band handles, which I'll kind of move in and show you. Right here, those clip on. You can actually do an overhead shoulder pressing movement as you're coming up out of the side lunge. So here's what that would look like. So come back to you in a second using a dumbbell, doing a goblet squat along with the mass suit to give you an idea how to combine resistances while you're using the equipment. Right. Now before I continue in showing you the goblet squat version of the side lunge, I just wanted to bring up something. The reason you didn't see me putting on and attaching everything with the mass suit is that this is covered very, very thoroughly on the mass suit website. So rather than spend a lot of time here showing you all the clipping, the adjusting, and the putting on everything to get the mass suit working, I figured I'd just focus on telling you what I think about it and the movements. So without further ado, here is the goblet squat side lunge using the mass suit. And the other side. So, like I said, one of the big benefits of this is as you're coming up, these bands stretch. So that puts good elastic tension on the powerful movements coming out of the bottom of the squat. Alright, so this next exercise is going to be a single dumbbell shoulder press using basically that same goblet position. Now, this is going to take advantage of these elbow straps and the bands on the arms. So as you press this dumbbell up, that's going to be stretching those short bands right here, giving you great resistance as you're coming to the top. Because one of the things with the shoulder press is, just like the bench press, it does get easier after you hit that sticking point. So as we're pressing at the top, the bands are stretching, making it harder. Here's the side view. So this next exercise is very much like a running on all fours. Essentially what you're going to do is exactly that. You are going to be on hands and on your feet, running up and down the gym floor. Now what this is going to do is put massive cross tension on your abs. With every step you take, you're going to be working against the band resistance in addition to supporting yourself. So I'm going to head back over there and I'm going to show you what this one looks like. So that is the running bear crawl exercise. As you can see, as you're moving forward, every time you move your arms and your legs, you're putting massive cross tension in through your core, making it a very applicable exercise for all athletic training. So a lot of the stuff that you do with the mass suit, like I said before, it's going to be more focused on athletic-based movement. So one of the things I want to show you here, more applicable when you're training outside. This is bounding. Now, what I like to do when doing this is actually unclip these arm handles so they're not flying around as I'm doing it, but leave everything intact. So essentially you're going to be doing an exaggerated movement as you're going up and down the floor, the track, whatever you're planning on using it for. So moving into more body weight training, this is going to be an assisted chin-up using the mass suit. Now this is a really, really cool way to do it because the assistance is coming right here at the arms. It's not actually coming from a band around your legs. It's not coming from a spotter. This is a really good way to do chin-ups because it really doesn't take your body weight away from you, which I find the spotting like at the knees or something with the bands actually kind of does. This allows you to really still load your body but get the assistance where you need it the most, which is that stretch at the arms, right directly using the same basic pattern as the lats. This is the movement pattern that the lats function in. Now, the way the mass suit is already set up with this little short yellow band gives you a little bit of resistance counter resistance to help you up. I'll give you a quick demo. As you can see, gives you a little help at the bottom. This is good if you just need a little bit of help. Right, so in addition to the close grip chin up, you can also do a wide grip pull up and get the same effect. It's basically, in my opinion, the best assisted pull-up method that I've ever found. Using the mass suit in this fashion gives you an ideal match to the strength curve of the exercise. You get a good bit of help at the bottom, but as you're coming up, it kind of releases that tension, allowing you to get that full weighted contraction at the top. You can also wear the mass suit when you're doing a bench press, either barbell or dumbbell. Now, what this does is at the top, you get that additional resistance as you're coming in, bringing your arms up. So it's very similar to a band bench press, where you're attaching the bands from the bar down to something at the bottom. So this is going to give you something to explode against. So as you're doing this version of the movement, you actually want to come out of the bottom and really push and explode against the bands. So this is the exercise, dumbbell bench press done with the mass suit. And like I said, as you're bringing the dumbbells in and around together, the fact that you've got the bands coming from across behind your back and looping around the side of your body, it actually puts some nice inwards pulling tension on your pecs as you're doing the exercise. So you have a very strong contraction at the top. That's the basic movement. Now I actually find this to be even better than the barbell bench press version for that simple reason, is that the cross band tension from around the other side really lights up the pecs, gets you that inward tension, which basically is the major function of the pectoral muscles. Alright, so those are some demo exercises that I've done with the mass suit. Now I didn't want to go too crazy and show you 100 million exercises here, because there literally are hundreds of exercises you can do with this thing on. You can do all manner of athletic movements, You can combine exercises and athletic movements. You can do variations of weight training exercises, specifically focusing on compound movements. One notable exception I actually found very good was the lateral side delt raises. For example, holding dumbbells in your hands with those bands crossing behind you gives you some nice resistance as you come to the top. So you don't even need heavy weight for those. You can just do that movement. But bottom line with the mass suit is I think it's an excellent piece of training equipment, especially if athletic training, overall fat loss, and you know, if you're looking for additional tension and additional resistance for certain weight training exercises. If you're doing chin-ups for body weight assistance, that's a great way to go. The mass suit has its limitations, but overall I think it's an excellent piece of training equipment, and very well constructed, very well built. And once you kind of go through the motions a little bit, figure out what you're doing with it, you're really going to get a lot of it. You're really going to enjoy using this piece of equipment. And I know I've definitely been using mine quite a lot and having a lot of fun with it. So get this one, give it a shot, and see how you like it. Let me know how you like it too.